The win at Pacific was a lot of fun. Just the performance of the guys in the playoff, to win it like we did in the sudden death playoff. It was disappointing. It was back and forth the whole day, and then it was kind of disappointing. It felt like, oh, maybe we were going to lose it at the end, but then it ended up being a playoff. And then to see the guys perform like they did in the playoff was really unbelievable. It was to make 4 birdies out of 5 guys and really just hit every shot perfectly. It was something that we really talked about afterwards and how we can build upon that. So we're just trying to make sure that we keep that momentum from November and carry it over to next week in Hawaii. That confidence that they carry with them, I think it's just a belief now. I mean, they know what it tastes like to get the win, so now they want to keep on doing it and doing it. And in golf, you get beat up so much in golf. It's not often that you get a win. So we really need to build on that confidence more than anything. Just believe that we can do it, because to execute like we did in that sudden death playoff was really special. So it's really just building off of understanding how that felt and what their focus was in those moments and trying to recreate that as often as we can. Based on our win at Pacific, I exempted a few guys. So Alex Moore, Scott Kim, Nick Sherwood, and David Fink were all exempt. And then we had qualifying, and Nick Cianello played some great rounds of golf at home. He hasn't shot over par yet, so he'll be playing in the 5th spot. And then we're actually also traveling Matt Rowitzer. He'll be playing as an individual in Hawaii. So we're going to take 6, and I think that's great to get an experience for 6 guys, because I think those 6 guys are really guys that we can count on throughout the entire spring. And we actually have 3 tournaments this coming season where it's 6 count 5. The Fresno State Tournament, Texas A&M, and then the Pac-12 Championships are 6 count 5 events. So it's important that we get that 6th guy as much experience as we can. Alex Moore has meant a lot to this program in terms of, he's not a vocal leader. That's just not who he is. He kind of does his own thing, but he leads by example. The guys really look up to him and his work ethic. He works super hard and puts in the time, and he's reaped the rewards from his hard work. So the example he leads has been huge. I think, like Alex said, his ability to be an All-American and to only be one of 5, to really kind of help this program elevate to the next level. Though he set an example for those young guys that, for example, Nick Sherwood and David Fink, they want to make sure that they beat Alex Moore every time we go play. So if they're striving to be like Alex Moore, then they're going to be right there with him. As a freshman, Scott Kim has been awesome. He was, more, to be honest, more than what we really expected. I mean, he's performed at a level that, especially at Pacific, because I spent the last 9 holes walking with him, because I felt like as a freshman he hadn't been in that situation, and I wanted to make sure that I helped him stay calm. And not that I really did anything. I was just more there to talk with him about what was going on and just make sure that he was thinking through things right. But he made clutch putt after clutch putt and just great shot after great shot, and it was awesome to watch him to perform like that under the pressure. And then in the playoff as well, he was disappointed because his final hole of regulation he made a bogey, and then to perform in the playoff like he did. And I'll never forget, I walked to him in the fairway in the second shot of the playoff, and I said, "Scott, what are you going to do?" And he's like, "Coach, I'm going for it." Like, without never a doubt in his mind, he knew what he was going to do, and he executed it perfectly. And then to make a 20-foot putt for birdie on that hole, and it was the first guy to go, it was huge. And I think after that, it kind of let the pressure go. And so Scott just needs to keep going. And I've been kind of pushing him to make sure that he doesn't keep. And you have to know that Alex and Scott went to high school together. Well, grew up together. Alex was a senior when Scott was in 8th grade. They've known each other since they were really young. So Scott really looks up to Alex, and he wants to make sure that he beats Alex too. Nick Sherwood definitely took his game to the next level. It kind of started this past summer when he was medalist at the Oregon Amateur. He was never a guy that really had shot a low score yet, and then he broke through in the Oregon Amateur this past summer with a 64, and then it started right away at PGA West with a 66 at the prestigious Fall. And he's just, again, he's another guy that looks to Alex and is like, "I'm going to beat that guy every time I go to tee it up." So it's just a competitive, it's a team environment, but super competitive where they don't want to lose to one another. For David Fink, it's a special too, because we're going home to Hawaii. I mean, his family's going to be there to watch him. One thing that I have cautioned him about is just making sure that he plays more for himself and not get too caught up in the fact that he's going home, because I think last year in Hawaii that kind of distracted him a little bit. He is super competitive. He's passionate about his family, and he's a super outgoing kid, and so he wants to do great, and he's so worried about everybody else. I've kind of asked him to kind of make his focus more on him and doing what he needs to do, and don't allow the distractions of being home take away from his game. For our goals for the year, really, I just want to build off what happened at Fall Pacific. I've said, guys, we've got a long stretch ahead of us. We're playing 8 tournaments in 4 months. I want to make sure that every day we're just getting better and we take advantage of the opportunities we have. I have no doubt that we have plenty of ability on this team to compete at the highest level. I just want to make sure that we're taking care of everything at home and working as hard as we can to make sure that when we go to tournaments, we're ready to compete.
The realization that the end is near started probably last spring of my junior year, just to kind of just realize the opportunity that I have and the future, kind of what the future holds. So it kind of put my priorities in order for this year, and I look forward to the spring coming up. I've been actually practicing more of the mental side lately, trying to get into a place where I feel like all of my personal relationships and relationships with the team and my golf game and short game and putting, all that is kind of congruent and together to where I feel like I can just go out and be myself and continue to do what I do and have winning be just a byproduct of the way that I'm kind of living. It was huge for the team, especially to experience the playoff, and everyone clutched up big time, so they'll be able to draw from that experience later on in the spring, definitely, because I guarantee we'll be in contention quite often. The overwhelming goal is to make match play at nationals, but in order to do that, you got to be at nationals. So we're just going to try to get into contention as much as we can and just gain experience every week. And then when it comes time to clutch up during, I mean, we got Pac-12s here, and then we got regionals. So just build on the experience this spring and then hopefully be ready to peak at the right time. We've been able to get out there whenever there's a little break in the rain, or, I mean, obviously when it snowed we weren't able to get out and practice too often, but we had that indoor facility. So I think guys stayed sharp. I mean, we went out to Spring Hill and played 18 holes the other day, and everyone looked sharp, shooting under par. So it's not too big of a concern as long as we're in the right mind frame. Which, you know, being in Hawaii, how could you not be? Being a senior, I think, automatically puts you into a leadership role. I don't know if that I've sought it out. I don't want to push my agenda on anyone else or how I feel about things, but guys seem to come to me a little bit more now with, you know, how did you feel during this time? How did you feel during this tournament? And just try to learn. So I'm happy to, you know, pass on kind of what I've experienced. And I think the tournament at the end of the fall gave everyone the experience of being under the gun and how to perform under pressure, and they all performed. I mean, we all birdied the last hole. So the experience is right where it needs to be. I set goals to be you know, an All-American again, a first-team All-American, just a little bit bigger goals. I didn't have a great fall. I had a couple good tournaments, but so I still think with our strength of schedule, I can still achieve some of my goals with some wins or top threes, top fives, and consistency through the spring. So it's important to get off to a good start and start building that confidence from the start and then maintaining that level all the way through nationals. When I'm done playing here, I would hope that people saw my work ethic and my love for being around the team and competing, and I just hope the immediate impact I have on the guys around the team this year, that just trickles through and continues for the rest of the time that you know, the program continues to get better and become a powerhouse in the Pac-12. So hopefully it started with Diego, continued with me, and then went on to the guys like Nick Sherwood and David Fink, and on to Scotty Kim, and for the rest of the time we're here, so we can be up there with those UCLAs and Oklahoma States and a golf powerhouse.